Hey everybody, it's Tracy from Downward Dog Rising, and I'm here tonight to give you some yoga stretches. So if you've had a long week and you just feel like you need to chill out and work out but stretch your body, then you found the right place. We're going to get into some yin yoga stretches, and we can also do some core work to help balance our bodies out and to make us strong, to support our spine in case you get back pain. So we're going to work on stretching out the hamstrings, get your hips to be mobile, get those hips to open up a little bit so they don't feel so tight. So join me and let's get started. Let's start off on our mat, and basically I'm going to have you do some bridging. So if you could lie down on your back, feet are going to be hip width apart. I'm just going to lower down, arms reach by sides, point knees over your second toes, abdominals draw in, press arms into mat, and then I want you to lift pelvis straight up. Think of energy line, shoulders, hips, knees, beyond the toes. Avoid going way up high and breaking your energy line. Bring the pelvis straight back to your mat. So we're going to inhale, exhale, lift up. No weight in neck, weight across mid-back, shoulder blades. Lift, pelvis hits simultaneously. Careful you don't roll one hip before the other. 7, 6, keep core drawing in. 5, 4, core draws into spine. 3, 2 more. Stay lifted. Think of your 2 hip points narrowing together. Cross one ankle over opposite knee. Keep utilizing your glutes to support pelvis. Stretch leg long. Bend, stretch. On a little lateral rotation. 6, keep hips aligned. 5, 4, 3, hips are level. 2, straight down, set pelvis down, straight up, cross your ankle over opposite knee. Keep pressing hips to sky. Engage gluteals. Extend, come back. Extend, come back with control. Keep lifting hips to sky. 7, 6, 5, and 4. Hips to sky. 3, 2 more. And we're just going to bring that leg straight down. Pelvis straight to mat. Draw knees in. Peel up for a moment. Hug knees to chest. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. One more time. Breathing in, breathing out. Now we're going to just bring both legs straight to mat. Press one heel into the mat. Lift one leg up into the air. Hips stay stable. Reach across midline. Not if you've had a hip replacement. You would just do a small circle in line with the hip socket. Reach, chest is open. Circle around, come back. Knit those ribs together in front. 8. Go real slow with control. 7 and 6. Adjust your circle size depending on what these 2 hip bones are doing. 5. Keep them still. 4, 3. Draw those 2 hip bones closer together. 2. Stabilize pelvis. Reverse directions. Come back. Tighten in. 4. Keep pelvis stable. 3. 2 more. Come on in. Extend straight to mat. Press heel into mat. Lift other leg straight into air. Keep hips stable. Draw those two hip bones closer together. In, around, and back without moving your pelvis. Pull the two sides of those ribs. Knit them together in front right there. Use the breath. Elongate spine into mat. Oppositional length. 4. Head away from tailbone. 3, 2. Reverse. Really tighten into your center. Pubic bone to navel. Zip up. Hip points come closer together. 5, 4, 3, 2. Come in. Bend right knee. Take hand to outside, lateral edge of foot. Align ankle with knee and gently pull your knee towards floor. Shin is aligned, ankle with knee. Ardha Ananda Balasana. So we're just doing half, happy baby. Feel the elongation through this other hip flexor, psoas, quad. And breathe. Head lengthens away from tailbone on your mat. Gently let that glute and hip release. Piriformis. Release. Bend and extend for 3, for 2. Last one. Extend down to the mat. Fold other knee in. Reach to outside of foot. Grab lateral edge of foot. Align your knee and your ankle. Shin is aligned. We're going to do half happy baby, other side. Ardha Ananda Balasana. That's it. Sometimes I forget what I'm going to say. Got it. Go inward. Pay attention. Focus on your breath. Cleanse your body with the purity of your breath. Purify, cleanse. Release the tension out of your hip and your glute. Feel that hip releasing. Gently release. Extend leg to sky. Fold and extend 3 times. Now we're going to draw our knees into tabletop. Draw your inner thighs together. Scoop your abdominal wall deep into your back. Arc all the way up. Use your deep abdominals to do so. Your elbows are wide. Your chest is open. Your neck is long. Rotate to opposite knee. And you're going to keep your pelvis grounded on the mat without lifting either hip up. Rotate your rib cage away from opposite hip. Your central axis point is your sternum, your breastbone. Rotate your body around your breastbone. 4, 3, rotate, keep chest wide open. 2, extend your leg, crisscross, keep chest open, rotate from side to waist, back and neck is long, low back is elongated into the mat. Ribs out of hips, create length from head to tailbone. 4, 3, 2. Draw knees in, stay here for a moment. Circle the knees apart, hip opener, bring the knees back in. Circle the knees apart and bring the knees back in. Circle the knees apart and bring the knees back in. Circle the knees apart, bring the knees back in. And 4. And 3. 2 more. Out and in, hip opener. Reverse. Head away from tailbone, elongate that spine. Feel the differentiation, the crease right in the front of your hip. Your pelvis is down, it's grounded, it's stable, just legs move. 4. Narrow those hip points. 3, 2. Come all the way in. Extend your arms straight to sky. Take those hands, reach through. Grab a hold of the lateral edges of your feet. Draw down now, happy baby. Ananda Balasana, both legs. Gently draw those knees towards the floor. Open those hips. Draw the 2 hip points. Narrow them together in front. Allow the back of the pelvis to widen into the mat underneath you. And just stay here and breathe. Ease the tension out of your low back. Feel the femur, thigh bones drop deeper into the hip socket. Take one more deep inhale here. Gently release legs. Extend legs into the air. Support hands behind your head and your neck. Keep neck long. Now your low back is firm on the mat. I want you to stretch one leg down and then the other leg. Alternate. Feel elongation here between rib and hip. Elbows stay wide. Avoid pulling your neck forward. Avoid pulling head out of alignment. Ribs pull together in front. 4 and 3 and 2. Good. Stay right here. Next, we're going to extend both legs straight out on the mat. Stretch your arms behind your head. And I want you to stretch head away from tailbone. Really elongate into the mat. Feel the abdominal wall sink into the pelvis, sink into the back of the body, reaching into the front of the spine. Press your heels into the floor. If you needed a little support, you would nod chin, reach under the thighs, and roll up. Otherwise, press backs to thighs, heels into mat. Draw in, and then exhale, lift all the way up over the legs. Stack up tall. So we're going to fold bottom of foot, sole of foot, into the groin, into the inner thigh. And then we're going to sink our sits bones into the mat below our body. Flex your foot, kneecap to sky. Bring your sternum, your breastbone, to the middle of your thigh. You're going to stretch your body straight up into the air. Inhale, stretch all the way up to the top of your head from the crease here in your hip. Here, I want you to hinge. Hinge all the way forward. And you can either reach for knee, shin, ankle. Keep the middle part of your spine stretching long. I don't want you to round your middle back. I want you to keep the elongation and the length and allow your body to progressively increase its flexibility without feeling like you're forcing. Go a little bit further. Breathe into it. Energize your system from the breath. Hermetic axiom: as above, as below, as above, so below. Think of from within to without, from without to within. Draw that air, draw that energy into your body. And release any impurities with the exhale. Release any negativity, any worries, any doubts. Create that elongation and support for your spinal column. As we stretch forward, we open the back of our spine. Calming energy. Let's take one more deep inhale here. Rise up. Bring both arms down. Extend your leg out. Shake out your knees. Lift arms, palms to heart center. Breathing in. Exhale, slight little back bend. Low back is neutral. Tiny little thoracic extension, mid back. 2 more. Exhale. Low back is neutral. Lengthen low spine. Gently just lift through your breastbone, little baby bit. Now open those arms. Open collarbones wide. Arms come down. Next, we're going to take opposite leg, slide it in. Sole of foot comes to inner thigh towards groin. Breastbone turns mid-line of thigh, femur bone. Rise up. Feel the weight of that thigh ground into the mat. Feel the pelvis, the hip bone sink down into the mat. Front of thigh deeper into your hip socket. Rise up. Hinge from your hip bones. Hip hinge all the way. Stretch towards shin, knee, ankle, foot. Keep length. Pull your sternum, your breastbone forward and through the arms and just really get the middle part of that back to stretch long. Stay here and breathe. Keep that length through your breastbone. Really ground into those sits bones, into the bottom of your pelvis. Ground into the earth. Any tension, just release. Breathe into it. Send your chi anywhere that feels tense. And exhale through. Release. Release any tension in low back. One more deep inhale. And gently we're going to elongate up to the top of our head. Arms come down. We're going to take our legs straight in front. Take your fingertips wide apart like that. Collarbones open. Think of unweighting your shoulders by pressing from armpits into your palms. Suspend body weight across your shoulder girdle, mid-back. Chest is open. String lifts you up higher. Press heels into mat. Elevate hips and pelvis. Engage your core to your spine. Stay here. Take a deep inhale. Lift hips a little bit higher. Inhaling and exhaling. Gently lower down. Place pelvis back onto mat. Ground into each sits bones. Feel your pelvis secure on mat. Elevate up into the air. Now from here, feel the crease right there in the front of your hips. Stretch up. And we're going to stretch over both legs. Caterpillar. Forward fold. Like a Paschimottanasana. We're going to go straight into our caterpillar. Stretch your breastbone forward and through. Use the air, use the chi. Any tightness, bring it to that spot. Fill up the back of your ribs. Inflate them apart as you breathe in. Into the chest, into the ribs, into the belly. Three-dimensional breathing. Use that diaphragm, your respiratory muscle. It's efficient in getting the air into the lower lobes of your lungs. Hinging from the hip socket, from the crease in the hips, rather than bending from spine. Connect into Muladhara, root, base chakra. Bathe root, the bottom of your spine in the color red. Connecting you deeper into the earth. Stretch your breastbone forward and through. One more deep inhale here. And gently we're going to rise up. All right, shake out those knees. So now I want you to do a little spinal twist, seated. You're going to take that right ankle, cross right in front of the left knee. Equally ground down through each half of your pelvis so you're not leaning into one hip more than the other. I want you to extend the left arm straight above you. Really separate rib and hip apart here. Stretching up. I want you to start to rotate towards this opposite knee. So you're going to rotate, lengthen to top of head. Rotate. We're going to take that arm down. This other arm, I want you to really stretch up, up, up through your spinal column. Turn and look over that right shoulder, back shoulder. Keep elevating up. Feel the rotation through the center of your spine, between your blades. Keep lengthening up. Breathe. Open those ribs apart. Create spaciousness across the collarbones in the front of your chest. Feel the right collarbone pull wider away from your breastbone. Keep rising up, ribs out of hips. One more deep inhale. Slowly take that arm down. Now we're just going to take this leg straight out. Fold the other one in. Root bottom of foot into the earth. Sink your sits bones down into the earth. Rise up to the top of your head. Rotate after you create length in your spinal column. Deep inhale to really create that length in space. Now we're going to draw this arm down. We're going to take this other arm, lift and lengthen up. Bring that hand directly forward a little bit in front of the shoulder. And I'm just going to have you rotate. Keep stretching up, up, up. Lift and lengthen. You might be tighter on one side. I'm noticing the back of my ribs are super tight. I'm going to breathe into them and try to open the space a little more. It's natural if one side's tighter, so don't be alarmed. Keep rising up. Spread collarbones wide across chest. Let that string lift sternum to sky. Feel that lateral expansion to the sides of your ribs. One more. And gently release. Take that arm up, release. Bend your knees in. Hands by sides, gentle little windshield wiper side to side. All right, releasing those hips. Swing your knees behind your body. Come up. You're going to take your toes, curl them under. You got a pedestal to stand on. Spread hands wide, fingers wide. Anchor the blades down your back. Float your knees up. Gently shift your hips back and then lift the heels. Try to pull your blades wider apart from the center of your spine. Send the two sits bones reaching and stretching far away from you, behind you. Pull the front of the ribs away from your hip bones. Create length. Think of those sits bones being pulled behind you, making sure each half of your pelvis is straight across, level. Two more. All right. Plant the left ball of your foot deep into the mat. You're going to draw the right knee in, and you're going to draw the right knee all the way to your thumb. And then you're just going to stretch your ribs away from the hips in front. Right knee is by thumb. You can lift up your pelvis, reset. Make sure your two hip bones are facing straight ahead of you so you don't twist your hips. Come straight into the mat after you're straight. We're going to go into Swan. We want to open up our hip, and we're going to feel a quad hip flexor stretch. Right lateral hip and glute. And come down to your forearms if you like. Keep neck long, keep back long. This is if the hips are tight and it's a little too intense to come all the way down. That way you distribute some of the weight across your shoulder girdle and your back. If it's within your practice, you can come all the way like this. Rest your forehead on your hands. You could also take a yoga block and place it under your forehead like this. whatever feels comfortable on your body. And stay here. Breathe into the back of your ribs. Feel the sides of your ribs inflate. Draw your abdominal wall in, reaching through into the spine. Just want the tension to melt out of our hip and glute. Still grounding us, rooting us into the earth. Feeling centered, feeling balanced. Go a little deeper, deeper into the hip, deeper into your breath. And just let go. Let's take one more deep inhale here. And softly exhale. Slowly make your way back up. We're going to press our fingertips firm into mat. You're going to take your back foot, curl the toes under, lift up into a plank. Hold your plank here. Gently press, and you're going to go into a little downward dog. Press the heels away. Shoulders out of ears. Inhale, back and neck is long. Exhale. Pull your breastbone, your sternum forward and through the arms. Really stretch your spine long. The blades anchor down the back. Energy line travels through the back of those thighs all the way down into the feet, into the heels. Big toe, little toe, each side of your heel. And inhale. Exhale, we're going to gently lift our left knee. Drop pelvis. Walk that left knee towards left thumb. You're going to let that back foot come into the mat. If you need to readjust your pelvis, make sure those hips are straight. Left hip back, right hip forward. Plant pelvis into mat. See what feels good on your body. That back knee point.